Good morning. It's another Thursday, which means it's another day when I pick one of the questions asked by you guys, and I'll do my best to facilitate, to give you some information about that question using the tools of Access Consciousness right here. And today, Okay, so today's question was sent in by Dr Shah. Hopefully she joins us soon. I'm just going to quickly give you a little bit of a intro to why I'm here. So today's question was sent to me by Pratiksha, and her question was basically, what is perceiving, knowing, being, and receiving? Okay, so perceiving, knowing, being, and receiving. In Access, we talk about functioning from the space of perceiving, knowing, being, and receiving. Okay, and not from thoughts, feelings, and emotions. Okay, so if you've noticed, when you go into perceiving, knowing, being, and receiving is basically it's the whispers of possibilities, which is often masked by the density of thoughts, feelings, and emotions. What do I mean by that? So thoughts are very heavy. Have you noticed, like, a lot of people have this problem, they can't sleep, or they're constantly thinking about something or someone, or why someone did this, or why someone didn't do that, or thinking about the future, etc., 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 etc. And it's very heavy. It doesn't give you this space of lightness. It doesn't give you this space of possibility. It doesn't give you this space of awareness. Okay, so that's what thoughts, feelings, and emotions do. They are the lower harmonics of perceiving, knowing, being, and receiving. Now, one of the easiest ways to get in touch with perceiving, knowing, being, and receiving is to go out in nature. Okay, it sounds very theoretical. Like, how do I, of course, we don't even know what it means to not function from the density of thoughts, feelings, and emotions. So one of the ways that I started building a muscle to really get what subtlety is and not what the density and heaviness is to go out in nature. Okay, just go out for a walk, go out to the mountains, go out, wherever there's nature, you'll suddenly notice there's a decrease in this heaviness of thoughts, feelings, emotions. And there's this gentleness that's suddenly available, which is also available then for your body and for everything. And then suddenly you feel so much better than sometimes being around 1,000 people. Okay, so that is what perceiving, knowing, being, and receiving is. Okay, perceiving is the higher harmonic of thoughts. Okay, so instead of thinking, one of the questions that you can ask is, what am I perceiving here? What am I perceiving here? What am I perceiving here? Because we're very, very aware, but we don't realize how aware we are. We're at least aware of 800,000 people in 800,000 miles in every direction. And I know that sounds a little weird and what are you saying? But again, going back to going out in nature, okay? Do your thoughts, feelings, and emotions increase or do they decrease? Yeah, there's a drastic decrease. Okay, why? Because nature isn't thinking, feeling, emoting, judging itself, going into rightness and wrongness. It's just perceiving, knowing, being, and receiving. Okay, so you don't pick up that much of heaviness, and suddenly there's less of everything, less of all of the heaviness. So that is what it is. You're just aware. So if your thoughts and your intensity of feelings and your intensity of emotions was really yours, would it change when you go out in nature? No, it wouldn't. No matter where you went, you would still have that density of thoughts, feelings, and emotions. But when you go out in nature, or when you're around animals, and when you're around little babies, it's easier. It's lighter, because you are now more in touch with the perceiving, knowing, being, and receiving. That is how we truly function, rather than the density of thoughts, feelings, and emotions. Okay, so like I said, when you're starting to think, okay, when you're starting to go into this, especially a lot of people have this thing before sleeping. I can't sleep. There's just all these barrage of thoughts. One of the things that you can ask is, what am I perceiving here? What am I perceiving here? So it does two things. It does not make those thoughts yours, because I'm telling you they're not yours. You're just like a psychic SpongeBob picking up everybody's stuff. Okay? So what am I perceiving here? Not, I'm thinking too much. What am I perceiving? What am I perceiving? What am I perceiving? You need to start asking that question. So you realize, A, it's not yours, and therefore you don't have to be the effect of it. And then you can ask, okay, what is required to have more space? Okay, so get your bars run or just relax. There are a whole lot of things that we do in Access that can help you ease out this density of thoughts. Okay, so when you go into thoughts, when you're going into too much thinking and overthinking and you're a head tripper, you want to start asking the question, what am I actually perceiving? Okay, now next is knowing. Okay, perceiving, knowing, being, and receiving. Yes, and knowing is the higher harmonic. Sorry for this confusion, but it's not a confusion. So, is the higher harmonic of feelings. Okay, so, and I'm probably messing this up a little bit. Just give me a minute. So there's perceiving, knowing, being, and receiving, and that's thoughts, feelings, and emotions. Perceiving, knowing, being, and receiving, and thoughts, feelings, and emotions. Okay, so when you're going into the intensity of emotions, you're not being anymore. You're trying to prove that you're being instead of actually being. So emotions is how people prove, is the proving that you're being that takes you out of the being. Okay, what do I mean by that? Again, go out in nature. Okay, it'll help you, because have you seen animals doing an intensity of emotion? Oh my god, no, there's this ease in their world. It doesn't mean that they don't become aggressive and they don't show emotions, but they don't do the intensity of it and try to hold on to it as if it's very real what they're feeling. Okay, so instead of emotions, okay, so for thoughts you ask, what am I perceiving? Instead of emotions, you can ask, what am I, like, what if I was being here? Okay, what am I trying to prove by the intensity of emotions that I'm showing or being? Okay, so what you have to do is just notice when you go into those thoughts and ask, what am I perceiving? Notice when you're doing the intensity of emotions and ask, what is this? Like, what if I was being here? What if I was being here? What if I was being here? Okay, so thoughts, feelings, emotions, perceiving, knowing, being, and receiving. Okay, perceiving, knowing, being, and receiving is where you want to function from. Then we do these feelings thing. Okay, feelings is mainly like when we're talking about feelings right now, we're talking about the feelings that your body has. Okay, so your body's, we're talking about physical feelings. And usually when you go into, I'm feeling sad, I'm feeling this, it's not really true, because your body feels and you perceive. So when you're doing the feelings as well, you really want to go into, what am I aware of? Again, what am I perceiving? Okay, because your body doesn't feel sad. Your body does feel pain. It'll give you awareness of pain. It'll give you itch. Like, it'll give you these different signs of what it's aware of. So when you use the word feelings to describe an emotion, again, you are making something that isn't yours. Okay, so you're making something that isn't yours, first of all, and then you're going into this weird lie. Okay, let me give you an example. Like, I remember, when I used to, in the evenings, literally, during sundown, okay, literally after 5:30 or 6 o'clock, when I was a kid and throughout my teens and early 20s, I would just start feeling this weird sadness and weird and I thought it was me, okay, and of course someone told me it's not you. So I would do whatever it took to get out of it. So I would make myself busy. I would go play. Doing physical activities would help me sort of deal with it. So for the longest time, I thought that sadness is mine. And then I realized, because I was talking to someone, I was like, it's this weird hour during sundown from many, like literally thousands of years that everyone just starts feeling low. And it's also called these witching hours and stuff like that. And then I started asking, okay, wait, who does that belong to? And I started asking that every time I started perceiving sadness, not feeling sadness. When I started changing it to what am I perceiving here, what am I aware of here, and starting to really acknowledge that space, that it started changing. It's like, oh wait, it's not mine. And I started moving now from the thoughts, feelings, and emotions to the perceiving, knowing, being, and receiving. Okay? So this is what that density does. It's this density of, that is what thoughts, feelings, emotions is. It's dense. And perceiving, knowing, being, and receiving are the whispers of possibility. It's the whispers of awareness that we often mask, and that is often masked in this reality by the density of thoughts, feelings, and emotions. Okay? So getting my bars run, asking who does this belong to, not going into I feel this, I feel that, but asking what am I perceiving here, starts changing this. You start becoming more like nature. You start becoming more like the animals, and with the intelligence that we have. So it's like this, it's that space of inspiration. Okay, so perceiving, knowing, being, and receiving is where you get those ideas and those inspirations. It's never this thought process. It's never this I need to figure this out. It's quick, it's feather touch, it's those eureka moments, it's those moments of inspiration. Even if it's perceiving like something that's wonky and not very light, it's still feather touch. Okay? So perceiving, knowing, being, and receiving are the higher harmonics of thoughts, feelings, and emotions. Okay? Which is why I think there's so much importance given, especially in our culture, like meditate, those thoughts are not thoughts, like get rid of those thoughts, etc., etc., etc. Why? Because they're not yours to begin with. Okay? You're more like the earth. You are more you when you're in the space of perceiving, knowing, being, and receiving. And you are less you when you are doing thinking, intensity of emotions, and feeling. Like, take something that's bothering you right now. Okay, maybe a relationship, something or someone that's bothering you. It may be a relationship, it may be something that your creation, something that's like constantly bothering you. Any creations, anything that you're doing, anything that's going on with your body. Okay, now relax first. Okay? Because what we tend to do is, as soon as you start getting in touch with whatever is bothering you, do you notice you're going into your head trying to figure it out? You're still trying to figure out how do I change, or you're still here. Okay? And you have to notice that as soon as you're here, you're not really perceiving, knowing, being, and receiving. You're taking all of that awareness that's available and you're shoving it inside your head, and then you're trying to figure it out. Perceiving, knowing, being, and receiving is done from your entire body and being. Okay? It's not this head tripping. It's a receiving fully with your entire being and body. So you need to relax into whatever it is that's bothering you. Relax into it. Awesome. Relax more into it. Whatever it is, that relationship, that somebody, that thing that's not moving that you're trying to move, money, whatever it is, relax into it. Move into that space of subtleness, the perceiving, knowing, being, and receiving. And just ask. Ask, what is this? What do I do with this? Can I change this? If so, how do I change this? And then receive the perceiving, the perception That's it. Just receive it. That's it. You don't have to figure it out. You don't need to know right now in these 10 seconds what it is. It may come to you in a few days, but let it come subtly. Let that awareness come to you subtly, not the intensity. Okay? Subtly. Let it come. Let it come to you through your being in your entire body and not just. Okay? And when you relax, you're moving into perceiving, knowing, being, and receiving. When you're relaxing, you can't really do so much of thinking, emoting, and the intensity of feelings. When you relax, you let the awareness of whatever it is that you're asking for to actually come to you with ease, joy, and glory. Okay? And you'll know it when you receive it. But receive these subtleties. They're whispers. They're not loud. They're not dense. They're not heavy. They're whispers. Agnes, I don't know what you're asking. I don't know if you're asking about money, or I don't know if you're asking about people and their pain and emotions. I wonder, instead of going into these things, I wonder if you can ask, what are you aware of here? And what if you just let the subtlety of information come to you instead of, you know this, like you have all the tools of access consciousness to deal with everything you're asking for right now. So where are you not allowing your subtleties, your perception, your awareness to come through to you with ease? Okay, everywhere your head tripping, please unchain, destroy it all. I try and get back up on online shops, boys and beyonds, and relax into what you're aware of. Okay, cool. So I hope that makes it a little clear. I got a little I don't have a brain anymore, I don't remember little things. So perceiving, knowing, being, and receiving are the higher harmonics of thoughts, feelings, and emotions. Okay? And your feelings are for body, not for your emotions. Your emotions are when you're trying to prove the intensity of your being rather than being, and thoughts are just annoying. Thoughts are not yours. None of that stuff is yours, okay? So, I wonder what you can receive from nature today. Go out, receive from a tree, okay? Do this exercise. Go out in nature, wherever, in a park, wherever you can. Find a big tree, the biggest tree that is there, okay? Like a mother tree. Find one and sit with your back against that tree and relax into your body fully and practice perceiving, knowing, being, and receiving. Okay? Thank you. I hope that cleared it out a little bit. If you need more information, especially like the definitions of perceiving, knowing, being, and receiving, etc., attend the foundation class. It's starting tomorrow and it'll give you everything. Anyway, thank you so much for being here. Get your bars run. Okay, the more you get your bars run, the more you will start functioning from perceiving, knowing, being, and receiving, and less from the density of thoughts, feelings, and emotions. Okay, hope this helped. For more information, attend a bars class. There's so much more to this. This is all I can give you as little bits of information on a 15-minute live. Attend a foundation class. That class changed my whole life living. Okay. For more information, get in touch with us. Thank you, Agnes. Thank you, Komal. And bye-bye.